welcome to an exclusive video interview with Louise Fogstrup, who is the founder at Enabling Change. She's a dynamic leader whose journey led from a curiosity about human motivation to a dedicated focus on change management has been nothing short than inspirational. Starting her career in a prominent consultancy, Louise was immediately drawn to the engagement, constant learning, and dynamic environment it offered. In this interview, let us know more about her journey. Welcome, Louise.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's an honor.
So for the last 20 years, I've enjoyed working within the dynamic field of change and transformation. And prior to this, I have a professional background in economics and business administration. As you mentioned, I am in particular interested in leading change at the strategic level, working with senior leadership teams and also serving as a board member myself. This way, we can work to ensure that the organizations we serve are prepared and ready for whatever may come. My experience serving as a board member has lately led me to pursue the board director diploma at IMD. And as you mentioned, privately, I'm also curious to learn, and I enjoy exploring cooking, outdoor sports, and in general, being social with friends and family.
Oh, that's excellent. So please tell us more about Enabling Change, and also why did you focus on change?
So as it's embedded in the name, it's about enabling change. And the focus is therefore on the journey of transition and how we enable leaders in organizations to successfully implement sustainable change. The course started with change management. However, we are now a team of international-minded enablers with core competences within strategic leadership, organization and leadership development, as well as change engagement and communication. All the areas that enables our client to succeed with strategic change. For us, the enabling is key, as we are only successful if the people we work with grow and learn in the process, so they can lead and implement sustainable change, and not just once, but several times. This also means that we are open around our ways of working and our toolbox. And you mentioned, I think you asked me about why did I focus on change? Well, as you said in the beginning, I've always been curious about what drives people and why they behave as they do. So I started out classical and consultancy world with project management, organizational implementation, and program management. However, it was within the discipline of change and business transformation that I fell in love professionally, as this is where you truly harvest the benefits of your strategic journey. You can have the best intent, but if you don't turn it into value, it doesn't make a difference. And the more I dived into it, the more I enjoyed it. And therefore, for the last 10 years, I've worked with strategic change journeys and senior leadership teams across Europe.
That's amazing. So, you are a true example of change is the only constant, because you work so much with change, right? So what is the discipline of change management all about? And would you give us an example of a case that you've worked on and how hard you've made a difference of?
Cool. Yes. So let's start with what is the discipline of change management. Basically, change management is a set of enablers that support you in bringing your vision to life. So we're normally talking about changes within the organization's environments, and the reasons for change can vary. And it's not so much about the right solution, but it's about how we bring the people and the organization on one shared change journey. So it takes a holistic view, and we do it because it makes good business sense. So let's make it become a bit more concrete. So an example of some of our work was a client within the pharmaceutical space who was going through a vast transformation, where they were not only implementing a new operating model and ways of working, but also downsizing the organization. The leadership team had gone through previous change, which had not gone well. And a key reflection for them was that they needed to stand together as one team talking with one shared voice. And therefore, they contacted us in Enabling Change. We help them in 3 ways. Firstly, we help them prepare the transformation, the plans, the case for change, the communication, the transition planning. Secondly, we worked with the senior leadership team to ensure that they were standing aligned, was clear about what the change meant for each of their areas, had clarity on their own roles and responsibilities, both during the change but also after the change, aligned expectations, and were able to speak with one voice. And thirdly, to ensure the visible local ownership, we train key talents to manage the actual change. And then comes the key question that you were asking: how do we measure the value add? So in Enabling Change, we value working with data. So we measure our, you ask me, how do we measure our value? Well, we measure the impact before and after the engagement. And based on this leadership team's own evaluation, measured in the same way that you would measure the effectiveness of pain medication, they said that they saw an increased clarity of the transformation journey with over 80%. They felt that their shared understanding of the actual change required to happen, their clarity increased with over 100%. And finally, they felt an increase in their ability to able to lead and implement the transformation journey went up with over 50%. That's good, but even more important was that the results remained after the change had happened. And we saw the engagement score in the yearly employee survey going up as well. And the leadership team got the feedback that they were standing aligned and speaking with one voice.
Oh, that's amazing. So, you previously worked in a very prominent consultancy. So you do have experience regarding consultancy. So what was unique about enabling change as a boutique consultancy?
So we aim to base our work on research, and we use data available to guide both the change focus and the journey. As a team, we're senior profiles who are in fact enablers. We're a group of experts in each our field that come together to make the change more impactful and sustainable. We're a boutique consultancy, but we have members located across Europe and are used to working across continents.
Okay, so you've worked in a prominent consultancy previously, so you do have a consultancy experience. So what was unique about enabling change as a boutique consultancy?
So besides that, we focus a lot on enabling change. We based our work on research. We aim to use data available to guide the focus and the journey. As a team, we're senior profiles who in fact are enablers. We're a group of experts in each our field that come together to make the change more impactful and sustainable. We're a boutique consultancy, but we do have members located around Europe and are used to working across cultures and countries. Embedded in the word enabler is that we aim to support our clients to succeed not just once, but to equip them to lead similar processes in the future.
Oh, that's great. So, as a founder, as a leader, what do you think is your leadership philosophy? And also, how do you ensure that that is reflected in the organization?
So both in our enabler community and for myself, we work on shared values of making a difference, accountability, and flexibility and freedom. Both in our enabler community and for myself, we work on shared values of making a difference, accountability, and flexibility and freedom. Personally, this informs my decision. Who do I choose to work with, how we collaborate with our clients, and how we manage and communicate. We aim to take a pragmatic approach in how we engage to our clients, and we want it to be easy to work with us.
Looking up and out, as you have an interest in what happens next, so what do you see as the challenges facing boutique consultancies on the business landscape?
So if I'm looking into our field, I believe that we will see consultancies either go big or go deep. Either you go big so you can truly serve globally and regionally across competences, or you have to specialize in one area. From the client side, we do see an increased willingness to work with the smaller, more specialized consultancies. And I personally believe that disruption will come from these more boutique consultancy houses due to the ease of working across borders combined with increased transparency.
Great. So, earlier, as you've mentioned that you're completing a certification at the International Institute of Management Development in Lausanne. Tell us more about that and also your motivation for pursuing this, and how does it relates to your work in change?
So as a person, I truly enjoy the strategic, future-orientated work, and I therefore engaged myself in board work. I realized I truly enjoyed it, and I therefore decided to pursue a board director diploma to ensure that I had a strong foundation to stand on. I enjoy this work due to the level of impact and how we can make a difference for the organizations we serve. Building on my previous work, I value contributing to influence and making the leadership ready for whatever direction and change may come.
Okay, that's amazing. So what is new on the horizon of enabling change?
So there's two things right now. Firstly, we are proud to have launched our Enabling Academy, aiming at middle management, enabling them to lead change on demand. Newest research shows us that change fatigue is rising and that change management is a key skill that many leaders are lacking. And therefore, we aimed to build this skill on demand and on need. So we have created this video content for leaders to facilitate, manage, and lead change. Secondly, we are working to further strengthen our enabler community, aiming to broaden our impact and to continue to pioneering new ways of working.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, what is your advice to give forward to the people who are dreaming to start their own business, like as an entrepreneur?
Well, firstly, I mean, dare to dream. Give yourself the best opportunities to start. And with this, I mean both know the area you want to start a business within, but also make the effort of knowing a bit about running a business. And then you have to be willing to keep learning and embrace the situations where things are not going as well and focus on what you can learn. And I would say enjoy the journey. It will have its ups and its downs, but if you keep focus on your overarching goal, you will get there. And finally, it's worth it. It's fun.
Oh, well said, well said. This is what I have from my side for you today, Louise.
So thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Oh, it's been an honor. And thank you so much for taking out the time.